Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I'm working on, what I got done, and what is coming up. So this week I finished off the starter set for Core Space, Battle Systems' new sci-fi adventure game, as well as painting some more stuff for my Toha, which I talked about last week, for the ITS that Spud ran last weekend. Now I also crushed out and assembled all my Spiral Core because I'm on a Toha kick now, although I'm going to base them differently because they're the in circulation version of the Toha. Found some more miniatures for Bushido and have another crew to paint for Core Space. So let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So here's the starter set for Core Space. Now you're going to see a Let's Play for this next Tuesday, but I painted up the baddies, which is the Purge over here, all in high contrast white using the Citadel Contrast Apothecary white and some Gray Seer base coats. I finished off the NPCs, who are like the sort of like poor fools that are stuck on whatever I'm looting and have to deal with me trying to A, rob the place, and B, lure the Purge there that then keep showing up and showing up and showing up and blowing things up. And I painted two crews. So this is the crew of the Ion Hope, which is the crew I'll be playing in the Let's Play. You get an alien and some crewmen, and they're all kind of interchangeable when you build your crews sort of yourself. And then the Black Maria, which is kind of a it's like an almost Firefly-y crew. You have Pistolman, you got Renton, who's kind of a Jane type, and again, all this stuff was painted with Citadel Contrast and some highlights and base coats and things. Smashed out super fast and played a couple games. Owen's super excited about it. I really enjoyed it too. And you get to see more about that on Tuesday. And here's my new Toha stuff. It's new ITS season. ITS season 11 dropped this past weekend. And so we are frantically painting up new things. So I finally painted my Gorgos after having my Toha army for many moons. I finally painted the tag that goes with them, and then his little Chaxa peripheral here as well, which is the fellow that follows him around. I also painted up a Sakiel Spitfire. I had viral combis forever, but the Spitfire is just a nice, like, cheap Spitfire option who's still effectively 2 wounds, and can of course go on a Triad, and I hadn't painted him in ages. So had a lot of fun painting these. Just use my classic airbrush dark gray. I'm using a new Scale 75 ink as well as a Scale 75 like dark gray. It's like heather gray or something for the highlights, and I'm really happy with it. So the only problem is I have this guy on a 55 mil base when he should be on a 50. It's not a huge deal because I'll just use the silhouette if I really need a precision measure, but it matches all my other deck plating bases, and I'm not worried about it. It's 5 millimeters, and I've got silhouette markers for if it really matters. And here's my coming up pile, my first wave of Spiral Core, painted up and just got airbrush base coated and put together the Spiral Core box set and a few other little add-ons. So I've also got some Brawlers in here. Brawler Hacker, it's a good way to get a hacker in this list. I have a Raziel boarding team, and then a bunch of the little fellas too, the Reek and the other little guys. I got my Cube Jagger, and then some baggage bots and a Coastfield Assault Pioneer. But this is roughly my first 300 points, give or take a couple extra models. Then I'm going to try and smash it next week so I can actually play with the Spiral Core. I'm going to base them similarly to my Toha, like in the same palette, so I can like mix and match the models back and forth. Then I also found my Gorgos palette that I hadn't built. It was sitting in a box and needs to get built now that I painted my Gorgos. And also my Tsukio Commando, which I totally forgot I had. And I think the reason I didn't paint her is I don't like her that much. She's not a great, like, she has a weird headdress. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. And she doesn't have an HMG, which I was excited to try, but she does have a K1 combi, which is pretty cool. So I'll probably paint them up alongside these. I also found my next crew. This is the crew of these, not the Skylark, the Poseidon. I think it's the Poseidon crew. And this is another crew for Core Space. You got a cool ninja man with some katanas and a shotgun. Like Hacker Dude with a robot arm. These will work great for any kind of cyberpunk game as well. Shotgun Man. Yeah. And then Lady with Pistols, because you gotta have Lady with Pistols. And then finally, some more Bushido, some Jade Mamba guards that I, again, completely forgot I had. They were sitting on a paint station that was in my basement for a long time, and I hadn't seen in forever. So there's my what's coming up pile. I've added another, oh geez, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 8, 23 models this week. So there we go, at 576 now, I think, 75, 76, something like that for the year. And of course, today I'm going to be filming some ITS Season 11 games with Owen. We're also trying out the awesome new, pre-colored heavy cardstock terrain that comes in the, I'm going to mess the name up, the Covered Metal Complex kit. It's an awesome kit of like tokens. You get everything you need to play basically, including 4 buildings and lots of scatter. And we're gonna give that a try tonight with 2 sets of that actually. It comes in the Wildfire box and is also available separately. So it's really like a really cool new Corvus Belli accessory for getting your table filled up fast, and also having all of your tokens and measuring devices and like literally everything you need to play. We're going to crush out some Season 11 games using my Toha, and then soon my Spiral Core as my new army. I think he's going to be using his Shazvasti and then something else, because we always do 2 armies for each season. And this year I'm going to do my Spiral Core plus something else, probably Invincible Army, and then I'm not sure what he's doing as his second, but he's definitely starting off with Shazvasti because he loves them. So if you also want to check out the reviews of Codex Raven Guard and Codex Iron Hands, they'll be up here in the cards, and you can check out the 2 new latest supplements for Codex Space Marines. So we'll see you next time for more On the Paint Table. Till then, I'm Ash. Happy Wargaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below to get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Desperate Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.